of Structural Engineers, also known as ING-fib, was conceptualized and constituted in the year 2002 by a group of senior professional structural engineers from all over the country. ING-fib is registered under the Societies Registration Act 21 of 1860. ING-fib is a national apex body of structural engineers in India with a mission to promote structural engineering profession and cater to the professional needs of the structural fraternity. In the short span of 2 decades, association has attained an eminent position in the professional field. Its membership is valued very highly in the profession. Since inception, ING-fib has been led by eminent structural engineers like late Shri Mahendra Raj, late Shri Kumar Ghosh, Shri Subhash Chand Mehrotra, Professor Mahesh Tandon, Shri Alok Bhaumik, Shri Manoj Mittal and Professor R. Pradeep Kumar as its president. ING-fib is a permanent member of Engineering Council of India and interacts with the government on professional and policy matters related to civil and structural engineers. To expand its reach, ING-fib has collaboration with various international professional like-minded associations and institutions. ING-fib's prime objective is supporting and protecting the profession of structural engineering by upholding professional standards and acting as a mouthpiece for structural engineers in India. ING-fib endeavor to ensure that its members develop the necessary skill in structural engineering and work to the highest standards by maintaining a commitment to professional ethics and standards. ING-fib is actively engaged in organizing several continuing professional development (CPD) courses for structural engineers to help them update their knowledge and advance their career paths. It also conducts refresher courses for young and practicing engineers and student-oriented programs, seminars, workshops, conferences, technical lectures and discussions related to the latest technological advancements, and case studies are also organized regularly for members to enable them to continuously update their knowledge and skill set by interacting with the best minds from the industry. ING-fib's activities are widely appreciated and known for quality technical contents. ING-fib is also actively engaged in publishing its quarterly journal Structural Engineering Digest (SED), code commentaries, professional guidelines, and a monthly newsletter. ING-fib's publications are becoming popular with time. ING-fib has representation in various technical committees of BIS and IRC as well. Its members are actively contributing to National Code of Formulations. In the year 2020, ING-fib started National Awards competition to stimulate interest in the structural engineering field and to promote innovative thinking and creativity. The awards are presented to the winners in recognition of their outstanding contribution to structural engineering in the categories which include Outstanding Structure, Outstanding Structural Engineer, Outstanding Woman Structural Engineer, Promising Young Structural Engineer, and Best Master's Thesis in Structural Engineering. ING-fib is currently operating from 4 regional centers, namely Eastern, Western, Northern, and Southern, having its headquarters in Delhi to inculcate the professional culture and provide handholding to the budding engineers. ING-fib has its student chapters in several leading engineering institutions as well. Membership of ING-fib is open to all civil and structural engineers engaged in structural engineering profession. Members are elected based on their qualifications and experience in different grades as per eligibility requirements prescribed in the bylaws. Each application is carefully scrutinized before electing the members. More information about ING-fib is available on its website www.ingstruct.co.in.
Should we start?
Yeah, I think Manoj, I think can please go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon. I welcome you all to this webinar, very special webinar, which is to launch the Indian National Group of FIB. And I hope everyone knows about FIB, but basically FIB is International Federation for Structural Concrete. And today we are launching the partnership of IE-Structure with FIB. India is going to be the Indian National Group of FIB. And the purpose of today's webinar is to understand what is FIB, what are its activities, and how this collaboration will help the members of IE-Structure and other engineers in India through various activities. So we have very learned speakers today, and we have Professor R. Pradeep Kumar, who is president of IS-Structure, who is a well-known earthquake engineer and also the director of CBRI Roorkee. And we also have Dr. Stephen Foster, who is the president of FIB for the year 2023-24. He is a professor of structural engineering at the University of New South Wales, Sydney, and the former dean of engineering. And he has around 40 years of experience as a structural engineer in practice and in teaching. So welcome, Dr. Stephen Foster. We also have Dr. David, who is the Secretary General FIB. I think you must have heard him sometimes in our webinars in previous years. We welcome Dr. David. He is the main person behind this collaboration which we have today. And then we have Mr. Alok Bhaumik, who is a past president and governing council member of IE-Structure and is a well-known bridge engineer. We also have as a panelist Mr. V.N. Hegde, who is a fellow of FIB, former CEO of Stoop and former executive director of Gammons. And he is a founder of Decon Complete Solution. He's also vice president of IS-Structure Western region. Mr. Umesh Ashtrike is the Managing Director of Spectrum Techno Consultant Private Limited and also the Governing Council member of IE-Structure. So I welcome all the participants, all the speakers and panelists today in this webinar. And the structure will be that there will be three speakers. They will be having 10 minutes, around 10 minutes, maybe a little more than that if required. And after that, we will have panel discussion where we can have free-flowing discussion. The main focus on discussion will be how FIB and IE-Structure this collaboration will help the IE-Structure members and how what we intend to plan in this year actually. And also we will take some questions from participants. So I will begin with Professor Pradeep Kumar, who will speak about IE-Structure and he will do the welcome.
Yep.
Dr. Pradeep Kumar.
Yep. Thank you, Manojji. First of all, on behalf of Indian Association of Structural Engineers, I wish to express my immense happiness that this launch is happening. That is launch of Indian National Group of FIB. And I warmly welcome Professor Stephen and Dr. David, and also the panelists for today, Hegdeji, Alok Bhaumik and Umesh Rashirkeji, and the discussion will be moderated by Shri Manoj Mittalji. So to tell about Indian Association of Structural Engineers, this is an apex body of structural engineers which works for the professional requirements and professional needs of structural engineers. So Indian Association of Structural Engineers, that is IS-Structure, works to enhance the skills of structural engineers, and also it does all the activities for engineers to stay up to date with the latest practices. So time to time we organize refresher courses and also lot of technical lectures on the relevant and contemporary topics. So I am very much sure that this association, this partnership with FIB will enhance the technical capabilities of all the engineers vis-a-vis where the international standards are there and where our current practice is there. As it is already mentioned that our engineers contribute towards the development of codes. So by taking the help of this model code, which is coming up, we would like to understand what are the gaps which are there in our practice so that we'll be able to fill this one. And I wish that this association will help Indian structural engineering fraternity to update their skills towards their professional development. So with these few words, I wish this program a huge success and all the best to everyone. Thank you. And over to you, Manojji.
Thank you, Dr. Patti, for telling us about IS Practice activities and welcoming all the speakers. So now I will request Dr. Stephen Foster to speak about FIB, its activities, and how this collaboration will help the Indian engineers. Dr. Stephen.
Thank you so much. And if I can, I'll endeavour to share my screen here.
Yeah.
And we have a few slides, and hopefully this comes up. Can you let me know that that's come up okay?
Yes, it's fine.
Fantastic. Okay, thanks. So, look, thank you so much for your welcome, and we're really looking forward to the engagement of the Indian National Member Group of FIB through I-Struct-E, and maintain what has been a very, very long relationship. Concrete, as we know, is just such an important material. It's important for many things we do. We all know the figures on its impact on the environment. We all know that it's a primary material that we use for buildings, constructions, for life safety and the like. It is the biggest construction material that we use, and FIB and Indian associations are joining to make sure that we use this in the best possible way that we can to minimise the footprint on the environment of our delicate planet while maintaining our structural life safety items. So FIB is 40 member countries, growing. We have members in 104 countries. The statutory members form the voting members of FIB, and here they are. And of course, you'll see there India, right in the middle there. It's a very significant contributor to FIB over a long period of time. With a population that's a quarter of the planet, it's a very, very important engagement, and we hold it very, very dear. If we look at the delegates, like you've met them here, Alok and Manoj, and again, we're just looking so forward to further engaging through the institution. All right, so just a little bit on the FIB, our missions and objectives. Well, we're here to develop international level of study on scientific and practical matters and capabilities in advancing technical, economic, aesthetic, environmental performance of concrete structures. We are a technical organisation, and that's in our statutes, and we look for inputs and the best from all over the world, and we bring out some very fabulous documents and codes and the like, which we'll go through in a moment. And we like to stimulate research, but we're really into the transfer and dissemination of information and getting out the work into practice, because that's so important. If we don't get the transfer technologies into practice, then what are we here for? And so it's that dissemination, and we'll talk to that a lot. Just a little bit on the structure of FIB. I'm very privileged to be the president over these last 2 years. I joined FIB in, I think it was 2001, 2002, so it's over 20 years ago now, and I found it's been extremely rewarding for both professionally, but also very close community in FIB that's developed over time, and the closeness of its members, its member groups, the work that we do in the technical councils, in the commissions and the like, and always at very nice places, and we can do a lot of work and have enjoy each other's company at the same time. So the General Assembly is the managing board of FIB. It's 40 statutory member countries that are the General Assembly. They're the prime group that drive FIB. Sitting under that's the management board. That's the Presidium, of which, as President, I currently chair. Secretariat, David Fernandez Ordonez, who's on line here today, runs the office out of Lausanne in Switzerland. We're a very lean organisation, very efficient in that sense, and it's amazing how much that fairly small group can actually get through and do. But the main work is our commissions and task groups, and you can see here the 10 commissions, the young members group. Young members out there, really good to get engaged with. Our young members group is extremely active. We recognise our young members as the future of our organisation, the group, and the work, and we encourage them to get engaged. So if you're fall in that category of young, I fell out of that category a year or two ago, but I still think of myself as young at heart. But these guys are just dynamic. It's fantastic. So we look at planning and execution, commissions 1 to 3, materials, of course. Sustainability is a really core part of what we do. It has grown since Model Code 2010. It's expanded a lot in 2020. And we have now a special activities group, which is great to get engaged with. We have 2 other commissions on that. The special activities group is really just in its starting phases to really look at how we change sustainability in a meaningful way. And then we have education, publications and the like. So that's where a lot of the work is done, and that's where the best engagement is to be had. Under the commissions, there are a lot of task groups and working parties which actually do the hard work. All right, so as I said, I'm privileged to be the chair. This is the Presidium and the current Presidium members. I won't go through them all, but you can see here a mixture of countries across the world are represented. We are truly an international organisation. You know, I'm obviously from Australia. You can tell by my accent, my love of cricket. Iria, who will replace me next year, from Brazil. Akio, who was my predecessor, from Japan. So truly international organisation. All right, so in the elements, our FIB bulletins, we put out about 4 or 5 bulletins a year. After about 2 years where we try and get a little bit of our money, recoup some of our money back, they come freely available through to the organisations or the memberships of those organisations, and some of those will be available, I believe, now or shortly. State-of-the-art reports, textbooks, manuals, guides, recommendations, all of these are done through bulletins. They're a quick way of publishing the results, collecting the information and getting them out in a timely way. The other big areas is around model codes. You've probably heard that Model Code 2020 was approved last year in Istanbul. Started back in 1978. With the CEB-FIP model code for concrete structures. 85, we had the seismic design of concrete structures. 1990, the CEB-FIP model code again. 2006, the model code for service life design, which has had a huge impact. And of course, Model Code 2010. Right, and 2010 is now 10 years old. It was 2010 released or published in 2013. 2020 is about to be published there. David, I don't know if everyone can see online there, but you know, he's got the folder. He's shown it to me. It's this thick. No, it's about that thick there, as you see on the screen there. From 2010, it's almost doubled in size. Not quite. But certainly there's a lot of work and it represents a lot of knowledge. And I'm holding them. It should be out in soft format in the end of March and out in a hardcover format, because if you like hardcovers like I do, then you'll appreciate it'll be out about a month later after that. All right, and then the Structural Concrete Journal is just the prime journal of FIB. So this is the way we disseminate the information, and it has a good impact factor. It's a Q1 journal, and we certainly encourage high quality publications there. All right, as said, the Model Code 2010 was 5 parts. Model Code 2020 is now 10 parts, 39 chapters there. Not quite as big a chapters. It's been broken down in a different way, but a very great extended coverage, particularly around assessment of existing structures. So we've got to make use of our current infrastructure best we possibly can. We don't want to be pulling down infrastructure that's good, so how can we assess it? A lot more on maintenance and a huge amount on sustainability and updates to the models for life safety, robustness, computing and the like. But very, very strong around assessment of existing structures and sustainability. All right, so the journal, 6 issues a year. It's now a fully online journal. We don't do paper copies anymore. Again, just more on the sustainability. It is available in various forms and to various members of different grades, which I'll show in a minute. All right, so as I said, there's 6 issues a year. That's 3,800 pages. That's the European comma, for those who use a comma rather than a decimal place. 3,800 pages and 300 papers in 2022. So this is substantive. And I want to just draw your attention down here. So when you get access, you can get access to the Structural Concrete Journal after you log on to your FIB website. And if you're a member of FIB, you can actually get the PDF articles, there you go, published since 2011. If you're a member of one of our organisations, one of our statutory organisations, I think, and David can correct me here, they're available earlier editions, 202 to 2011. So different levels of membership will get you a little different things. So the other thing too is we don't get enough of is short project notes. Short project notes is really where we want to get industry engaged. They're not based on technical academic journals, but tell us what you're doing in practice and how you're doing it and the impact that it's having. They're only a couple of pages. They don't go through the same academic processes as a more academic paper. Of course, if you're an academic institution, we'd certainly encourage you to put your research there, but the short project notes are there for the industry to tell us and tell the world about what you're doing. And these are the websites here. I think we'll make this presentation available to the audience later, and you can copy those down. All right, so here's one example. I'm not even sure I know how to pronounce this, but I'll give it a go. Tekabagawa Bridge. Probably not close, but that's okay. My Japanese audiences can correct me later. 10-span bridge representing a new revolutionary butterfly web. Here's the design here. As I said, it's just a 2-page note. Tell us about the fabulous stuff and to give industry some indications of what's happening out there, so it's not so academic. Bulletins are in Google Books. There's hard copies of the PDF or PDF of the bulletins through the web store. If you're publishing in a bulletin, you'll get accredited with a DOI reference when the chapters are from individuals. So there's whole lots of things. They're indexed in Scopus for the academics amongst us. That's important. All right, so there's just an example there. All right, so as I said, access to the publications. We try and use the technologies as much as we can through PDF viewers. The model code first complete drafts is the one that's shown up there, but all the FIB bulletins are viewable in the same way. And again, you're looking at, if you're, for example, got a particular problem, looking at repair of of structures using fibre reinforced plastics, you can be guaranteed there will be a bulletin on that to give you the advice on how to do it. So there is, I think we're up to 106, 7 bulletins now. So there's a lot of depth, a lot of research out there. And there we are. There's an example of what it would look like on the viewer. So. All right. So the main thing there, if you've got your little phones and you want to click on this tag there, you can get onto the website and have a look and hunt around. If not, just type in FIB concrete. You'll find it pretty quickly and have a play around. Have a look at the different events, social media, the news events, the conferences, the congresses, the young member groups, competitions, and again, it's great. We encourage you to get engaged. So I found it, as I said, over 20 years, to be extremely rewarding experience. Videos, these ones here showing up there, again, free through to the national member, through your national member groups, through their web pages and the like, and these become available. These are the 2010 model codes. No doubt there'll be webinars which will be recorded later on the 2020 model codes. All right, the young members group, as I said, it's an extremely active group. They meet at various venues, usually at the Congress or the conferences, symposium of the years, but in other places. Again, fabulous engagement. Get involved. I think very, very much encourage you. These are the next events coming up. The PhD Symposium in Budapest I'm looking forward to. I think the last time I went to Budapest was the early 2000s, a beautiful place. And if you're a PhD student, this conference is targeted for them. There are only presenters at that conference are PhD students. Sustainability, the next professional conference is in Portugal in September. Our symposium in Christchurch in November. Symposium on conceptual design in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. And we've got the FIB Symposium in France. So in the next 12 months, there's an awful lot going on. By the way, if you do get to these events and I'm there, please come and introduce yourself, say hello. I'd love to meet you in person. The honours and awards. All right, so the Fresnay Medal recognised outstanding technical contributions. Members of FIB, or in fact, they're nominated through the national member groups for these things for consideration. Medals of Merit. Honorary Life members, outstanding structures. I saw some fantastic structures in the introduction, and certainly I would expect to see some of those in the next awards opportunities for judging. All of these come through the national member groups to be for nominations. Achievement for young engineers. I'm no longer categorised as that. Just a year or two out, but anyway, fabulous for those young engineers and the fellows. And if you get involved over a sustained period of time, and again, fellows are nominated by national member groups amongst other senior people. All right, so these are just some of the structures that won awards at our last event in 2022. They're represented at our Congress every 4 years. The Helsinki Olympic Stadium, the River Holdings, Rogu, Japan, and the Rose Fitzgerald Kennedy Bridge in Ireland. So across different examples across the globe. All right, so that's it from me. And all I can say is come and help us change the world, because it's a very delicate planet. We've got an opportunity over the next years to really make a big difference in the way we do things, particularly in concrete construction. And I really look forward to engaging with the institution through FIB to really work together to do just that. So I'll stop sharing my screen and I'll say thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Stephen Foster, for very nice presentation. And you just told us about FIB structure and also various activities being done by FIB. I hope now our participant will be much aware about FIB now.
Absolutely. And look, if there's questions later, David's here to take them, but
Yeah.
I'm happy to take them or David can take them. So,
Yeah, thank you. So now I will request Alok Vamik to make his presentation. He will be talking about this collaboration and how this will help the ISTRUCT and ISTRUCT members.
Good afternoon. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
You have to go to the presentation mode. Yeah.
Yeah. Only thing is how to get into the just one
Full
more.
screen mode कर दो नीचे.
I think I have to change the, yeah. Okay, I think now it is a full screen, right?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I liked very much the closing remarks from Professor Stephen. He says, "Come help us change the world." So, I mean, see, we are all, in a Titanic, leaking Titanic ship, and everyone has to plug the holes so that we survive. We don't have a planet B, in this present climate crisis. So yes, we all help each other to stay afloat. That's the message. I think all the participants have heard our president from FIB, and I think he has made my job much easier because he has made all participants aware about the mission and vision of FIB. We all know that FIB is the mecca of research and practice for the material concrete, which we most widely use as a structural engineer. And I'm going to tell you very briefly as to what benefits we, whether we are a member of ISTRUCT or whether we are not a member of ISTRUCT, all of us, the entire structural engineering fraternity, will have the benefits once ISTRUCT has taken very actively this collaboration to move forward. So, it is going to definitely open the gates for improvement of our understanding. And when I say our understanding, I include the academia, the practicing engineers, the clients, the cement manufacturers, the chemical in construction industry, students of civil engineering, and the entire fraternity. So very briefly, I think he has already mentioned, but I would like to sort of make it a little more clear that these are the three categories of FIB membership that one can avail. One is an individual member, as a student or young engineer or ordinary or e-subscribing or subscribing. These are the 5 categories in which individuals can be a member of FIB. Then one can be a corporate member and one can be a national statutory member. What ISTRUCT is basically a national statutory member of FIB. And as statutory member, ISTRUCT is a part of the entire foundation of FIB. We are a part of the General Assembly, and General Assembly is the overriding authority of the association. It comprises of heads of delegation from various countries, and from Stephen's presentation, I understand there are 40 countries who are statutory members, not 45 given here. And what you see here is the broad responsibility of General Assembly in FIB. So as a member of that General Assembly, we will be involved in all these, amendment of the statutes, resolution and technical conclusions, including the FIB model codes. We will have the voting rights for the national group and many more things. I think Stephen talked about it, in great detail. So essentially, the publication of FIB includes a structural concrete journal, model codes, FIB bulletins, FIB proceedings, CEB bulletins. CEB and FIP are basically, till 1998, there were two separate organizations, CEB and FIP. They joined hands in 1998 and it became FIB. So all the old reports of CEB and FIP are available in the repository of FIB, and one can get access to that once you become a member. And then there are FIP proceedings, and there are some free documents as well, which is freely available for anyone. You can just go to FIB website and get access to these free journals. So this structural concrete journal is a bi-monthly journal with a very high impact factor of 3.2, as mentioned by Professor Stephen. This model codes comes almost every decade, once in a decade, and they are basically, they are guiding the other international codes. So it is the model code which forms the basis for framing of the codes in various international sector. FIB bulletins, they come generally 5 to 6 bulletins are published every year, and they are, state-of-the-art documents, technical reports, design guides, excellent sort of compilation, in various components of concrete, various elements of concrete. And then you have the FIB proceedings, these publications in, all these symposiums, congresses, PhD seminars, and all these things. Their proceedings are available for reference to all the members of FIB. And then you have the CEB, FIB bulletins, FIP reports and proceedings, old reports, but of immense value. I think Professor Stephen talked about the model codes, and as I mentioned, the model codes is codes for structural code for code makers. And these documents set the tone for modification in all international codes. For example, Model Code 1990, which was published in 1990, it became the basis for Eurocode 1992, which came at around 2000. And you all know that in India, our IRC 112, which came in 2011, was on the basis of Eurocode. So you can see what was there in Model Code 1990 influenced the Eurocode 1992, and it influenced the IRC code in 2011, which finally was published. Of course, the work was going on for 10 years before it got published. Similarly, the Model Code 2010, which is available, it is forming the basis for the revision of Eurocode, and the second generation of Eurocode, which is going to be published in 2028, I think, 26, 27, 28 in that during that year. That will be on the basis primarily, based on the Model Code 2010. And this Model Code 2020 will become the basis for future revision of various international codes. So you can see the stature and the status of FIB. As I mentioned, it's a mecca for the research and practice in the field of concrete. I think this was mentioned by Stephen. Now, let me come to, how the structural engineers in India will be benefited from this collaboration. Firstly, from this year onwards, we will have many joint programs organized online as well as in-person mode, which will be organized at a reasonably low fee so that participants, can really take the benefit. And this will provide immense opportunities for structural engineers to closely interact with global experts from the leading organizations, the academic institutions, and this will bridge the gap that exists. This will also help in better understanding about the basis of codes and standards, both national as well as international codes. Researchers and the practicing engineers in India will get the opportunity to be at the forefront of technical developments. Researchers can identify research needs, apply research findings, and get access to the pool of research data that is available with the FIB. Any new publication that comes out from the FIB will be disseminated in IAS Structure through various webinars or refresher courses. That will help to keep the structural engineers up to date. Code makers can definitely influence future codes and standards by participating in the work of FIB commissions and the task groups. IAS Structure will have the exclusive right to organize FIB events in future, and this provides immense opportunity for the structural engineers in India to actively participate in international events, to share their knowledge, to gain insights, and to get international business opportunities as well. So as a national member group, association can nominate structural engineers for FIB awards. I think Professor Stephen mentioned about various awards and all. And these awards are very well recognized internationally. I think that we need not spell out. FIB, I think he mentioned that about the young member group. And this young member group aims to build a framework that will allow young engineers to participate in the activities and also network globally. I think our national group FIB, ING-fib will definitely organize young members of IAS Structure to actively take part in such activities in future. As the national member group of FIB, IAS Structure will have the copyright for the FIB publications to be translated and disseminated in India. And this will open huge opportunity for academia, researchers, practicing engineers to build their own capacity and capability. IAS Structure also will have the sole right, as I mentioned, to host a FIB Congress, Symposium, and PhD Congress, and they can avail this opportunity. I think this part Professor Stephen has already mentioned about the various awards. I just want to mention that one of the panelists, Mr. Hegde, is a fellow, is a FIB fellow. He has been honored last year in Istanbul. And so therefore, you can see that if you are a part of this, FIB environment, whether through IAS Structure or even otherwise, you have the opportunity to be recognized internationally. Now, let me make it a little more crisp and clear so that there is no ambiguity. There are three categories of people in our structural engineers in India. Structural engineers who are neither member of IAS Structure nor member of FIB. And we have structural engineers who are member of IAS Structure but not member of FIB. And we have structural engineers who are member of IAS Structure and as well as member of FIB. Let me just spell out the benefits in each case. Let me first take the those who are neither member of IAS Structure nor FIB. They will be definitely benefited when we organize joint programs. It will be open for all. Although the subscription fee for the non-members, non-IAS Structure members will be more. So, but they will have the opportunity because we will have joint collaboration and joint, and they will be able to participate. So, to that extent, they will be benefited. Those who are IAS Structure members, they will have free access to all the FIB bulletins which has been published in the year 22 and 23. 2022 and 2023, there are about 10 bulletins, and we have already circulated, I think, 5 out of these 10 bulletins to all members of IAS Structure. But these are only for personal use. They are not supposed to be circulated. They are basically of proprietary nature. But the members can get this benefit. So these are the 10 bulletins which members will get. IAS Structure members will get. We have already received 5 and we will get 5 more. In addition, there will be opportunity to participate in the work of FIB technical committees, task groups, and commissions through recommendations from the Indian National Group of FIB. So if you are a member, then definitely we will identify potential, and depending upon your records, we can and depending upon the commissions where your CV is more relevant, we can recommend you for various working in various task groups and commissions. Then attending all joint technical programs of Indian National Group of FIB at discounted fee. Anybody can attend, but I think if you are a member of IS-Shakti, you will get a special discount. Opportunities to get nominated for awards through recommendations. This will be the privilege if you are a member of IS-Shakti. Now, if you are a member of IS-Shakti and as well as subscribe to FIB, the added benefits are that the subscription for FIB membership is reduced to nearly 50%. And you will have free access to soft and hard copies of all current publications of FIB. And this will include FIB bulletins, I'm sorry, not model codes. Model codes will have a fee. Model codes are not distributed for free for the subscribing members. But other documents like quarterly journals, books, and other stuff will be available. There will be opportunity to serve on FIB commissions and opportunities to act in the working parties as conveners of FIB. What we are planning now in the next month, in March, we are going to have an online international course on forensic structural engineering. This will be jointly organized by IS-Shakti and FIB. Tentatively, it is from 2nd March every Saturday, as we have done in the past. We are working out the details and we will soon come out with a flyer for this course. This is the starting. Faculty will be experts from FIB Task Group 3.2, which is a task group on forensic structural engineering, and as well as Indian experts who are having experience in forensic investigation. This will be a must-attend course for many structural engineers, I can tell you, because generally on the issue of forensic structural engineering, our institutes are not really teaching. This is a subject which is not very well covered in the institutions. We had earlier, I mean, there may be many participants who are not aware, but last year around this time, we had organized one online course with FIB. Although at that time we were not national member group of FIB, but this was an immense success. Many of you may remember this. This was an online course where video lectures of FIB was run and then followed by panel discussion. That panel discussion was attended live in person by the experts who actually delivered these lectures. So therefore, it was a direct contact with the experts after the online video running the video. This course was a huge success. Second, in this year, we are planning to have a dissemination in the provision of Model Code 2020, and this will be near the end of 2024. And we are still, of course, this is too early to declare the dates also, but this is our thought process. You see, the Model Code 2020 is going to come, I think, March, and thereafter we will try and organize one session to cover all the chapters of Model Code 2020 with FIB, and this will be also maybe in hybrid mode. We are not clear. We will have to work in detail. That's all, gentlemen. I mean, this is what I had to share with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Alok, for explaining in detail what are the benefits of IS-Shakti to IS-Shakti members by this kind of collaboration. And I hope now many of the IS-Shakti members will be willing to become the subscribing member of FIB also, I hope. And now we will have around 20 to 30 minutes for panel discussion. We have few questions also, so we will take those questions also. So first of all, I would like to ask David. David, whatever presentation have been made by Alok and other people, do you want to add something or explain something, clarify something regarding the benefits to IS-Shakti members, or you want to add something to this?
Yes, well, thank you. The presentations were very nice and very clear, but there is always questions, I understand. No, so I just wanted to clarify or maybe say that the benefits for iStructi members that they will receive this for their personal use PDF of the bulletins of the last past after 1 year of being published, and this is already ongoing because iStructi has already the PDF, so they can share it in an internal way in that sense. And our intention is that when, for example, the next we send every bulletin at the end of the year. At the end of this year, we'll send the bulletins from last year and so on, and we'll also include bulletins from the year before. So if we were 21 and 22, we'll include 20 also. So let's say the volume of bulletins will increase by 2 every year, something like that. So you get good benefits out of that. And the other thing I would like to clarify is that for being FIB member, these additional subscribing members or being member of FIB through iStructi gives these members the possibility to get the year bulletins in hardcover, in paper, and also the possibility to access to all the documents that are in the webpage. There are over 600 documents between proceedings, bulletins, and documents from CB and FIP. Also, these members can access to the journal and can download the journal papers and issues. They can also download the journal issues as a PDF. So all these things, if they at this very reduced rate because of being members of iStructi. So this is, I think, something maybe interesting also there. And you access to everything. Also, as you say, access to the online version of the model code.
Yeah, thank you for this clarification, David. Mr. Hegde, just Alok mentioned that you are a fellow of FIB and you are also associated with FIB for a long time. Can you briefly just explain your experiences with FIB and how and why our ISTRUCT member should subscribe membership of FIB and why other engineers should become the member of ISTRUCT?
Yeah.
Briefly, can you just tell something to inspire the members, to engineers?
Thank you, Manoj, for giving me the opportunity to explain to the participants the benefits of this FIB. I've been associated with FIB since 1990. That's almost now 34 years. And I had an opportunity to work in the different commissions also, including when the 2010 model code was coming. I was a party, I was the member of that, the 70-member committee. And also I'm representing India here in FIB Model Code 2020, though I have been learning from there, but my contribution may not be much in that, to be honest with you, but it's an immense a learning experience for me to be participating in all these things. See that whatever is, as far as the structural concrete is concerned, it is, as Alok has put it, it's everything. It's a condensation of the latest research which is going on in the institutions and the research organizations in the world. That is what takes place in FIB. Everything has been there. Any problem in the structural concrete comes, whether it's in the form of the design or in the form of repairs and rehabilitation. First thing I look into is what is the FIB bulletin available on that particular subject. I was never disappointed. Any problems in the structural design, structural concrete, or for that matter, the repairs and rehabilitation as far as the design is concerned also. So whenever I used to attend this symposiums as well as the Congress, I might have attended around 12 symposiums and congresses all over the world through this FIB. I think it's an immense learning experience. Along with me, even Mr. Rajshiki has also attended, another panelist also has attended. It's not only a networking opportunity, but it's an immense opportunity to learn. Another very interesting thing is, I think those people who are from academia, many of the professors from the IITs are, and even the Indian Institution of Science also are the member of FIB, and they would like to publish their paper, especially in the structural concrete, whatever the research and research they have been doing in the institutions, in a structural concrete journal. Just now, I think I'm on the editorial board of the Structural Concrete Journal, SCJ of FIB also. It has an impact factor of 3.2. Just to make those people who are understand what is the gravity or the importance of the important factor of SCJ. There is another very important journal, Structural Engineering International from IABSA, whose impact factor is 1.5. Just compare that with that of the FIB Structural Concrete Journal. That speaks volume about it. 3.2 is a very, very tall impact factor, and everybody whoever have been associated with the structural concrete in the institutions, academia, as well as the research institute, I think it is if they can become a member of this IABSC FIB member through this subscribing member through this IS structure, it will be immensely benefited. For example, I would tell you that as long as I was working for a big organization, organization was the member of the FIB, like whether it was a Gammon or a Stoop, the organization was able to pay that 465 CHF, that the franc. But I will tell you that now after that, I've been the member of the ordinary e-ordinary member now, because for the e-ordinary membership the fees is very less, but the facilities which I used to get when I used to be the organizational member, that facility I'm not getting, because the access to the hard copies of the so many important bulletins and the structural concrete journal, so many things, that facility you will not get. But by becoming a member of FIB, subscribing member, by becoming the member of IA Structure, and after that, by becoming the subscribing member, you get the benefit of like that whatever the that kind of benefit of becoming a full subscribing member, full member. That sort of facilities will be having with the 50% fees. Say for example, it was 465 francs for that membership. You will get that membership in only 210 francs through the IA Structure membership. IA Structure membership, even for those who have been attending, they can become, who are not the members, by paying 10,000 rupees, you will become the life member of IA Structure. And after that, every year you can become the subscribing member of FIB. That is the kind of benefit, and you will get the access to the immense research and those sort of things which has been happening in the world. It's not only for the academic point of view, even from the practicing point of view. That's why it is called the bridge between the research and as well as the practice. I think it will be immensely, everybody will be immensely benefited. Whatever the knowledge I have got about the structural concrete, Manojji, I tell you, it's only because of the FIB bulletins and other things. Any textbook I have read on the concrete is the concrete textbooks which has been published by the FIB. If one reads that itself is enough to understand complete, understanding about the design and the concrete technological part of the structural concrete. That is the gravity of becoming IA Structure member and thereby becoming the FIB member by subscribing member. I think that answers your question.
True. Thank you, Hegdeji. Now, I think it was very inspiring, and it will inspire many of our engineers to become the member of IA Structure and FIB also. Before I take questions, I will just like to ask Umesh Rajsirke. You are also associated with FIB for a long time, and also you are one of the person who was behind this collaboration, because when I was a president, I know how much pressure you were putting on me to just to sort this issue actually, and it was very difficult for me at that time. And anyway, and now we have this collaboration. So I just want to ask you how you think how we can make best of this out of this collaboration.
Yeah, so before
Apart from what
answering,
Alok has said.
yeah. before answering your question, I just would like to tell you my experience with FIB. When I joined Stoop in Stoop Consultants Private Limited, David or Stephen may be knowing about this company, and their CMD, Mr. C.R. Alim Chandani, he was very actively involved in the business of a FIP that time. In fact, I would like to tell you that first Congress in India, that was from the FIP, that is for a pre-country, that is for a pre-stress, was held in New Delhi in 1986, and it was a huge success. And then this ठीक है. Then it became a FIB, and every Congress, Mr. Joglekar, David may be knowing about him, and Alim Chandani used to go for those congresses, symposium, and I was very used to know what is going on. So when they used to come back with all these volumes of proceedings, I used to get very thrilled with seeing the new developments in this field. So somehow I wanted to attend those congresses. Okay, and when we came out and started this in 2004, I told my colleague Nirav Modi, somehow we have to go with this coming congress that is to be held in Naples in 2006. So we both reached there, and it was a wonderful experience. I will tell all of you that it gives a complete different perspective about this industry, the international exposure, the kind of the work the various people in the various corners of the world they do, and they present their work in this congress and symposium, that has opened our eyes, and what we should do it in India. So that was a very motivational event. And then we not missed any single congress after Naples. Myself, Hegde used to be there from the Gabon, and many other people. So yeah, it was a great experience. And I used to always discuss with Alok, Hegde, even Mr. Subbarao or Amitabh Ghoshal, that somehow are not able to take the full benefit or advantage of this association in India. Though we are consuming the cement or concrete next to China. After the demise of Mr. Alim Chandani and then Joglekar, again this particular movement was almost came to end here in India. Though Institution of Engineers was basically representing this FIB in India, so we thought that why not to start this particular movement under the umbrella of a IS-Tracti. And now, which is very happy to see that it is happening now. Again, thing is that apart from this, Mr. Alim Chandani, there were another two stalwarts like a T.N. Subbarao of a Gabon, who was instrumental of basically making of this FIP more popular in India. Then L&T, Mr. A. Ramakrishna, took charge for a short term. He again was a main force to have this thing association in India under umbrella of IS-Tracti. We published a number of national reports. When I was to edit those national reports to see what is happening. That this Congress held in every 4 years, and in that last 4 years, whatever the important structures, concrete structures, every nation built, how we have to give a report to the FIB. Last year in Norway, we had published a very good report with leadership of Mr. Amitabh Ghoshal. He was instrumental to push all of us that we must publish our report this time in Norway, Oslo. And with his push, how we were able to submit a very beautiful report, which including David has appreciated that particular report, what kind of a work we are doing in India. So with this particular background, yes, now it is up to us now how to proliferate this particular work of a FIB in India and how we should get benefited, how our academia, consulting fraternity, contractors, and so many. So we'll check out with help of David and other people. And like what Alok is saying, we'll have two these events in India. And when Alim Chandani and TN Subbarao were there, we used to hold FIB days every year. So after some big event of a FIB, like a symposium or a congress, whoever used to attend those events, they used to come and organize 1 or 2 days event in India to disseminate that knowledge to our Indian engineers. So that particular practice will again revive and we'll do that, organize these FIB days once again.
Yeah.
So that is from my side. Yeah.
Thank you, Umesh. Surely we will take benefit of this collaboration. We'll do a lot of good activities this year. So I will take few questions now. I have a question from Satish Tupeli. I think David can answer this question. He's asking about that, as I am aware of that Institution of Engineers India is the current official associate of FIB in India. What is the status? Okay. David, can you answer this question, this thing? David, I think you are muted.
Sorry, I didn't get exactly the question you're telling me. Sorry.
Okay, so question was that he's asking, Satish is asking,
Yes.
as I am aware of, the Institution of Engineers India is the current official associate of FIB in India. So he want to know what is the status, current situation actually. He's confused, I think.
For the
FIB.
Institution of Engineers India, you mean?
Yes.
Yes. Well, at this moment, the Institution of Engineers is also a national group of FIB, but they're looking at what they will do and how they will relate with iStructi at this moment. So I don't have an exact answer for that today, but maybe in some weeks I will have an answer for this.
Okay. So then there's another thing, somebody is asking, so Raju is asking, I am a member in past. I think he's talking about FIB. I was a member in the past. Can I rejoin? He's asking, can I rejoin? I think
Of
he may
course,
rejoin.
anytime.
Yes.
Anytime. I would tell him to rejoin through iStructi, to become member of iStructi and get the benefit of being the reductions through iStructi. This is what I would recommend to him.
There is a comment by Dr. Harshvardhan Subbarao. He's saying that I am a member of FIB for more than 35 years, working commission and for many years. And Umesh Rai Sirke has already acknowledged and mentioned Subbarao about you. So yes.
Yes. Yeah, we thank him and his father for his long involvement in FIP and then in FIB. Yeah,
yes.
Of course.
So now there's one question I think somebody is asking from Stefan, I think. He's saying that, just a minute. Mr. Ghai, I think he was asking something. कहाँ से कैसे होगा? Question कहाँ पर है? Just a minute. I don't know. Okay, somebody is asking, new model code 2020 will implement the philosophy of new Eurocode generation. Okay, Professor Stephen is typing.
Yes. Well, Steve, I think is answering this.
I can answer that one.
You can just answer.
Yeah, I almost got to the finish to typing the answer. I might put it in anyway since I have, but I think I've got to make sure I understand the question. Is the FIB model code influencing Eurocode, or is Eurocode influencing FIB model code? And I can say I'm not a European. David can answer some of this better than I can, but I'm very, very aware that the FIB model code is heavily influencing the next generation of Eurocode. And to some extent, people on the FIB model code, we're an international group, and we take the work back from model code to our own national member group. So in advance, because we're there working with it, so those in the Eurocode have already been exposed to the model codes through commissions, through the task groups and the like, and they're taking that work back. And for shearing, for example, I know it's heavily influenced by the model code 2020. Fibre reinforced concrete's another, and I'm sure, David, you can tell me other areas around sustainability or the like. So the answer is yes. And it's not just having an influence on the European codes, of course, it's having an influence on Australian codes. So we're in the current state of our next generation of standards, and there's a lot of stuff. Australia is a reasonably well-off country, but we're not a big country, right? We're only 25 or 27 million people, so we can't cover every aspect of the standards. So we draw on, for example, for fire, very heavily from model codes 1990. From 2010 and 2020. Our fatigue provisions are coming from there, our shear provisions, a mixture of different things. So we look to these, and because we're engaged, we can take this back to our national member groups well ahead of the publication of the model code, because while it takes us 8 months, 9 months to get it published, it's been finalised, so we know exactly what's coming out. So I think that's the importance of being engaged. So the answer is yes, the codes can influence, and I'm not familiar enough with practice in India. I hope to learn. I want you to, when I come over, you can tell me exactly how your standards work, but I'm sure that you've already referenced to influence of Eurocode in India. So if Eurocode is being influenced, I've no doubt that the Indian standards are also being influenced. And I'll put that answer in the text too, since I've already typed it out. But so hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah, you have already answered some of the questions actually.
Yeah.
So next question is from Nishad Kulkarni. He's asking, I am life member of ISTT. Will there be any consideration in annual membership or life membership of FIB? Alok, can you answer this question?
Can you repeat the question, please?
He is asking that I am a life member of ISTT. Okay, now will there be any consideration in annual membership of life membership of FIB? That I think the discount will be available to him.
Yeah.
So there is no life membership as such in FIB.
No, annual,
there is only,
annual membership.
Yeah, just let me respond. So there is only annual membership for FIB. And if you want to take the subscribing membership of FIB, if you are an ISTT member, you will get a discount, a very heavy discount of almost 50%.
Yes.
But if you want to take other ordinary membership, ordinary e-membership and all, I believe there is no discount. But as a member of ISTT, in any case, you will be getting a lot of benefits.
Yes. So next question is from Harun Sheikh. Is asking, does ISTT membership entitles for free publications published every year by FIB? Umesh, can you answer this?
Yeah. You will get whatever the free publications are there, like a news, FIB news, and so whether you are even a member, even if you are not a member of ISTT, you will have access to those free publications. But if you are a member of ISTT, then as what Alok has explained earlier, those say bulletins, etc., you will get access through its website.
Yeah, okay. So now Indrajit Ghai is saying thanks to the Stephen for replying. Stephen has already replied to his question, so he's saying thanks. And then there is a question from Runal Kanti. Can the organization become the member of FIB? If so, what is the fee structure? I think yes, he can. Organization membership is there, I think, yeah. David can answer this question. David?
Yes. No, but you're talking about the fee structure, no?
Yeah, but
or the associate.
No, he's asking for, can the organization become the member of FIB?
Yes. FIB, I think Alok also already answered that. You can be a FIB individual member, in a couple of different places. And you can also, and a company can also be associate member. There are several examples in India and in the whole world. And if you are associate member, you get 2 individual members to that company, and you get all the benefits of that. So yes, it is possible.
Can I
Thank you.
come in, Manu, just to,
Hegde sir.
just to clarify? See, on the basis of the experience I had, like with the association of around 35 years with the FIB, what I suggest all the participants who are going to be there is, I think it is best to become a subscribing member after joining the IA structure. If you see, the thing is, to become a fellow of an IA structure, if you are not an IA structure member, actually it is, I consider it's a very less, you can become a fellow by paying 10,000 rupees, or the membership, yearly membership is only 2,000 rupees for the IA structure membership. Now, if you become that, I think the subscribing member, how the subscribing member works is, all the members of the subscribing members will become the member, IA structure, through IA structure will become a subscribing member of the FIB, and everything will be, like through IA structure. The administration part of this, everything will be done by the IA structure, getting this hard copy of the bulletins or whatever it is for the subscribing member, if it is available, that will be sent through the IA structure to all the subscribing members. But they'll be having it access, the portal access, in the sense website access, they'll be having directly to the FIB. My suggestion would be to all the people, I think you should become the subscribing member of the FIB after becoming the member of the IA structure. That is the best way to go about it. Personally, I'm very happy that, like, though I have been associated with the IAB, FIB for last 35 years, I was finding it difficult to pay 465 francs. That was given. By paying only 210 to 250 francs, you will be getting the benefit of those membership. Otherwise, you would have paid around 465 francs. That is the advantage. Most of the people who are there in the, the FIB or FIB from the various countries, they are becoming the subscribing member. The individual members are becoming the subscribing member by becoming the member of their their national respective national group. That is how they are getting the benefit of the full benefit of becoming this one. Say, for example, Mr. Umesh Rajsike right now paying 465 francs to become the member of the FIB to get all the benefits of the FIB membership. Now he will become a subscribing member. He will end up paying only 250 francs, getting the same benefits of. So I suggest those people who are not become the member of IA structure, but presently are the member of FIB, they should become a member of IA structure, and then their fees will be reduced to a large extent.
Yes, true. So there's another question. Does collaboration of ING-fib and its membership details and benefits mentioned on the website of FIB and IA structure? So I think, yes, they will be mentioned on the website of IA structure, and I think on the FIB also. Hello?
It is already there in FIB.
Yes.
It will be, we have to, it is also there in IA structure, but we have to create a separate website with more details. That is under formation. That will take some more time, but
we will do it. We will do it.
We will do it.
Yeah. Though there's another question from Dr. N.C. Paul. He's asking, this is he's OSD come chief engineer in PWD government of Odisha. He just want to know if any discount provided to the government organizations like his organization, which works in the government of Odisha in India. And if the department as an organization will be part of both IA structure and FIB, then what would be the formalities and payment amount yearly subscription? So I think this is a question from a government engineer for a government department, whether they can become the member or what are the benefits to them, any additional benefit to them, and this is regarding that. So I think David and then Alok both can combine this answer.
If you become as an organization, it will be considered as an associate member, So there is no, in principle, no discount. So I would suggest to follow the lead that Hegadi had just said, that one or several persons from the department become subscribing members of FIB through iStructi with this big discount. I think this will be the most beneficial for them.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I also agree that, because in ING-fib, our constitution allows only individual membership. We do not have any corporate membership in ING-fib. So therefore, the best way is, 1 or 2% from the organization can become a member of ING-fib and also a subscribing member to get the maximum benefit.
Yes, I agree.
True. I think this.
Can I just ask, just one of the earlier questions that you sort of skipped over was an indigent question, because I'd already answered it online, and this was about whether the model code can be used. What was it for government to assess things for government authorities. I gave the Australian example, but I don't know what the Indian practice was. So I basically said that's best for one of you guys to answer. Maybe you might just like to finish that answer off. And this says, so the question is, Stephen, what is the status of accepting and implementing the suggestions, recommendations by FIB like model codes by the government authorities of the concerned countries?
Yes, okay. So there's another question. Any possibility of same from Dr. N.C. Paul. Any possibility of collaborative research work, come pilot project implementation on use of new advanced materials, particularly for bridges?
Yeah, so there is an immense opportunity to have collaboration. You see, by having a membership of FIB, basically, state of the art in research is that pool of knowledge is available with you, and there is a tremendous scope for jointly sort of having some research. I'm sure such opportunities do exist. As I said, it opens up your networking, immense. I mean, entire world is basically.
No, I think his question is that whether his organization, the government of Odisha, PWD, whether they will be able to collaborate with FIB to do some kind of a research. I think he's asking.
I think David can answer this more better.
Yes, the collaboration, FIB will be let's say, the facilitator of contacts among people in different parts of the world. So yes, I mean, there is a possibility to get, like Alok says, the best people in the world. And if they're willing to do a research in a specific topic, they can contact us, and we will lead them to the persons that are doing the best research in the world in this direction, and let them work together, because the FIB is just a ONG that it doesn't do research by itself, but it's the people that are around the FIB that does the research.
Yeah, so it's a good thing, and now I think there's a possibility of doing this kind of it.
Yeah. And it's quite oftenly done among members of FIB, that they connect among themselves in the groups, in many places, that they do research together with many possibilities. Yes.
Yeah, true. So there's another question by Sanjoy Nandi. Is it possible to access FIB bulletins published in 2020 and 2021 in their website through iStructi?
Yes,
Alok?
yes, it is possible. You have to become a subscribing member, and with ING-fib's membership, you will get a discount of about 50%, 250 Swiss franc. You can view the model code 2020 as and when it is uploaded.
Yes. So the question from Tushar. I am an existing member of ING-fib. How can I be a subscribing member of FIB? How can I have FIB published documents, especially Bulletin 100 and Model Code 2020? I think it has been explained, but Alok, can you just again?
Yes, maybe I can jump in.
Yes.
Just to confirm now, just these persons that are interested, they should contact iStructi. And with all the persons that are interested, iStructi will tell FIB, and we'll give you the rights to access the web page and to access to all the documents. So your contact will be locally with Instructi, and then Instructi will contact the FIB Secretariat to organize, include the persons in the database, and give the rights to access to all this information.
Right. So another question from Chandrasekhar. He's asking, I am Chandrasekhar from IIT Hyderabad, working on UHPERC share for my thesis. Ultra high performance
Fiber reinforced.
fiber reinforced shear for my thesis.
I think you have got the best person here, Dr. Stephen Foster. He has done a lot of research on UNPFRC.
Yeah. So my question is there any possibility to publish open access offer in FIB structural journal? Usually, a European university will have the option for OA with discount or no cost for OA open access
Publication.
Yeah. So Stephen and David, I think both can answer this question.
Yeah, I think that's a fairly complex one. I might let David answer. Because it's a Wiley journal, even though it's FIB's journal, Wiley are the publishers, and certainly there's open access there, and it will depend on your institution. There's no sort of, Wiley have their rules around this. So, for example, my institution, the University of New South Wales, has a contract with Wiley that allows me to publish my articles open access. But it's between Wiley and the institution. So there's no FIB involvement here. David, you probably can answer that better.
Yeah, that's fully right. The journal is a hybrid open access journal that you can publish open access, but there is, let's say, a publishing cost for that. But there are many institutions in the world that have an agreement with Wiley to publish open access for free for the researchers. But there are also the possibilities in some countries in which Wiley waivers this open access or lowers the open access fees for researchers. So I would ask you to go to the Wiley webpage of Structural Concrete and look at open access, and then you can find your institution and see what is the fees there. Maybe they are waived or maybe they are reduced, depending on your institution.
Yeah.
And I think good luck in your research, and I've just published an open access paper exactly on that topic. I will put the link in the chat for you if you're interested in having a look at it, and it is in the FIB Journal of Structural Concrete. So there you go.
And interesting, this he's saying this researcher is following Stephen. He's following your work.
Fantastic.
So I think that's the benefit of association with FIB.
I think Stephen, you'll get the citation now. It looks like.
No, look, it's a great topic, and I certainly wish you well. And if you've got questions, let me know. So,
So now, I think this is the last question I am taking. Okay, so this is what is the series of program for 2024 for ING? I think if somebody is asking what is the series of programs this year we intend to organize with FIB.
No, I think I have mentioned it in my presentation, but I can repeat. We intend to have at least two, if not more. One is a online orientation course on forensic structural engineering. This will be tentatively from March, middle of March, and we are having dialogues with FIB to finalize the faculty for that. That will be a 6 or 7 weekend course, 3 hours every Saturday, something like that. Second, we are planning to have a hybrid course on Model Code 2020 in the month of November or December. Dates are not finalized, and they're very tentatively. So these two programs for sure we are doing jointly with FIB. In between, if on certain bulletins or certain publications we want to have a special webinar or something, that is added, which we can always have a discussion. For example, if there is a webinar on model code already organized by FIB, then probably we can also be a part of it. So those things are added.
Yes. So good. I think we will have many very good activities. I'm very hopeful because I know David and Steve, he's very active and very cooperative. I'm seeing for last few years, and I am sure that we will have very good program this year with FIB. But before I close, because I covered all the question answer session, so before I close, I would like to have 1 minute closing remarks from each of the participant. And I think I will start with Umesh Aisrike, Hegde, Alok, then David, and then last Stephen.
Okay, see, we are quite happy seeing your enthusiasm and support of all of participants. My appeal is for to all of you that just not becoming a member of FIB is sufficient. You have to actively involved in all the activities of the FIB. See, whatever the events we are going to organize in India, all of you should participate actively in organizing the events also. Okay, so we may form one or two committees and we'll invite you because we have only 3 or 4, so that may not happen or that is not sufficient to do all these activities. So at least we need some volunteers of some 20-25. So many activities we can organize in India. Okay, so that is my appeal, and it all depends on your participation, the success of this particular association. Yeah, thank you.
Hegde sir.
Yeah, I again request all the participants not to let go this opportunity. This is a very, very important opportunity. Unless you become the member of the FIB, in some or the other form, I don't think one will be able to understand the importance of it. In fact, after we had a FIB Congress 2014 in Mumbai, the FIB activities had died down. I had tried my level best to revive this activity through various sources. Like I had tried to make it to become a part of the Indian Concrete Institute also. But finally, we have been successful in tying up with the IA structure. It's a very good August because the IA structure is very well sort of equipped to conduct the workshops and webinars, and they've got a very good secretariat office. I think they have really mastered the art of conducting the webinars and this one. They will do it a lot, and the FIB has got immense wealth of information as far as the structural concrete is concerned. And those people who are not the member of IA structure, they should become the member and then become the member of subscribing members. And those people who are already the member of FIB but not the member of the IA structure, they should become the member of IA structure and become a member of subscribing member so that they will get a membership at a free rate. It is an opportunity, God-given opportunity. I will tell you out of my experience of association with the FIB for last 33 years. Please don't lose this opportunity.
Yeah,
That's
thank
what
you. Thank you, Hegde sir. And I think now our next technical event, you are leading that event. So in which we intend to organize in March, right?
Thank you. Thank you.
And Alok now.
Okay, so you see, this collaboration with FIB was badly needed. It was the need of the hour, need of the moment, considering the wide gap between the researchers, the research, the practice, and it's also in the institutions. This collaboration was needed, and as I mentioned earlier, there is no planet B, and we are in climate crisis. And concrete being most widely used material for structural engineers, this is the material where we can impact maximum to reduce the carbon footprint, and let us all come together to help change the world.
Thank you. Thank you, Alok. David?
Yes, we are very happy to this collaboration with you. I would just want to say that we are open to any suggestions. We'll be happy to adapt ourselves to your needs and what your people will need. And I would also like to say something that Ume said, is that you get the best benefit of this is when you participate in the groups and you meet people, and of course you can get the documents, but that knowing people and participating is the best way to get knowledge, and we'll be happy to help you in that.
Yeah, thank you. Stephen.
Yes, and I think it's all said. Look, summed up. There is no planet B, and the engagement. My experience has been absolutely fabulous over a long period of time, and I just might add, because we're not for profit like you, we're there to disseminate information. We're always looking for better ways to improve the experience, to try and get out through the national member groups and institution of structural engineers and our other statutory bodies. So if there's more that we can do, let us know, and we will certainly look into it and try and always continually improve the benefits that we provide. As I said, it's a small world, and we all got to work collaboratively in trying to maximise our resources. So good luck, and I'm looking forward to further collaborations. As you mentioned, we've got a webinar coming up fairly soon, I think. So there you go.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
Stephen, thank you, Dr. David, Hegde Saab, Umesh, Aishike, Alok, for taking this time and having this kind of a really very interesting and useful interaction, discussion, and informative session. And I'm sure this partnership, this collaboration will be very successful. And I think we should celebrate this collaboration. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Thank you, Manoj.
Thank you, Manoj, for
Thank you,
excellent moderation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good evening.